Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
So as always, any props that you might like any pillows, blankets to just kind of use to fill the space, you can go ahead and just have that nearby. And just temperature wise, we do tend to do more of like a cooling practice. We were just talking about like cooling the body as opposed to heating the body. We're already really focusing on that in this practice. So just being mindful of that. So especially if you got your air conditioner on inside or like fan on, just maybe having like a little sweater or a little blanket if you get colder. And let's start today on our backs, but take a pillow or a blanket with you. And before you come to lay down, you're actually going to place, preferably a pillow if you have it, but you can totally take like a blanket or a towel and roll it up. But we want to just place that underneath our heart space. So as we come onto our back, we just want to have a lift through the chest. That's our goal. You want it in a place where you can let your head rest on the floor. And also so that your hips rest on the floor. So if you have like a longer pillow, like a pillow from your bed, you might turn it the long way. So it's like perpendicular to your body, or you can always fold it in half, especially if you come into it and you actually want a little bit more of a lift. But we're not trying to take our deepest lift here. We're really just starting to create some space through our chest. Depending on how high or tall your item is, if you feel like your head is dangling too much, you can always slide extra support underneath the head, or just make your item smaller. And bring your arms out to the side, palms face up. And do whatever you want with the legs. So they can stay bent or you can extend the legs long. Totally up to you. Just beginning to settle the body, to connect to the breath. It's okay if it feels like it's taking you a little bit longer to start to lengthen your breath, because we're opening up the chest, we're expanding that area. So it's going to take a little bit longer for the breath to get more intentional and deeper. Taking a few more rounds of breath here just to settle in. Last breath, just staying here, and we're not going to move that much to go to our next place. So just start to bring a little bit of wiggle into your toes. Now your legs, if your legs are bent, you're just going to extend your left leg long and keep your right leg bent. If your legs are straight, bend your right leg. So just making sure that one leg is straight and one leg is bent. It doesn't matter if you are on a different side. Always reconnecting back to your breath. Noticing any places where you're feeling like you might be holding on. Sometimes it helps to just kind of move a little bit if you feel like you're stuck and you're not able to let go. Sometimes just that subtle, gentle movement can help release a little bit deeper. After your next breath, you'll slowly just start to switch sides. So allow your straight leg to bend and then straighten your bent leg. Last few rounds of breath here. After your next breath, start to bend your straight leg. So we'll meet with both feet on the ground and the knees up to the sky. Just so that you can gently roll to one side and remove that pillow or blanket out from underneath your heart area. and then come right back onto the floor. And then let's straighten both legs out. Just pausing here. Sometimes just the simple act of extending the legs and sitting or laying on a very supported surface can be exactly what our body needs to release our sitting and our walking and our typing or TV watching or reading that we might be doing all day, every day. Just taking 2 more breaths here. This is just a pause before we move on. Nice and slow. We're always moving in slow motion in this class. Just start to bend your knees. Reach an arm up overhead. It doesn't matter which one, and then just roll onto your side. Pausing in your fetal position. Just continue to roll on your belly. We're going to pause on our belly for a little bit longer than those last 2 pauses, I promise. So there's no rush to get there. If you're feeling better on your side, feel free to stay there for a little bit longer. No need to rush to the next thing. Use your arms as a pillow, or keep your arms by your side. Observe maybe a little bit how your body feels different, having your front side connected with the floor as opposed to your back side. Just observing, noticing if there's been any shift. The sensations have changed or moved as we've done our little pancake flip over to the other side. last couple breaths here. Slowly start to bend your right leg. Feel as if you're trying to create a little bit more space right on the top of the thigh, so the part of the leg that's connected with the floor still. And then just let it float, actually, the sternum. Again, you can do whatever you want with the upper body. It doesn't have to stay where you already are. You can always shift. Just allowing the leg to float. So if as it floats, it wants to lean a little bit one way or the other, that's fine. Let it happen. Now you can continue to let the leg float or reach your right hand to find the top of the foot just to bring it in. Now, if you want to reach the top of the foot, but you're feeling like you're exerting too much to get there, you can always kind of take a towel or a blanket that's near you, or you could probably even use a pillow and kind of just like wrap it around the foot to just like, and then hold on to it. So even if you have like a t-shirt or a sweater, that's perfect. Just kind of awkwardly wrap it around the foot or like put it on the foot and then hold it in there that way. Just a few more rounds of breath, because if you're holding it, especially, I don't want you to feel like you're working super duper hard, way longer than you need to. If you feel like you're working really hard, maybe you just let the hand go for today. And notice if you're really activating the muscles to even just bring the leg to bend, allow the knee to bend. I know I was. Can be almost counterintuitive because normally we want to activate the leg when we bend the knee. But we want to try to let go and relax the muscles just as much as we can. So even if it's just, I say this all the time, like 1% more, like 1% more relaxed, that's your goal. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 5, 10, 100. If you start to notice that you're really tensing, just see where you can start to release. And it might even be like somewhere else. Maybe it's happening in the other leg or the jaw. Last breath. If you're holding on to the foot, gently let go. And then everybody just start to lengthen the leg out. Let's pause before we meet the other side. And just start to slowly bend the left leg. So remember, we're not going to reach for the foot yet, even if you know you want to go there. We're just going to do this nice kind of passive hold, let the foot fall where it wants to fall. If you'd like to take a hold of the foot, go ahead and bring your hand around your left hand towards your left foot and take a hold. You can always use a blanket, a shirt, a sweatshirt, something to kind of help you hold it in. Or if you're feeling like it's requiring way too much effort today, just gently let it go and just continue to let the foot dangle. last couple of breaths here. Holding onto the foot, gently release the hand from the foot. And then nice and slow, start to place your foot on the floor. You can pause or find a little rocking of the hips. Let's take 2 breaths here and a pause. And then just start to bring your right arm out to the side. So it's at least at your shoulder height. And we're gonna start it at the shoulder height and keep the palm face down. I don't think you can see the hand. Keep the palm face down and then walk your left hand underneath your shoulder and just gently start to roll towards the right side. So it doesn't matter how far you roll, but you want to keep the head at the ground. And we're only going to take about 5 breaths here because we're going to shift the arm a few times. Do whatever feels comfortable with the legs. Gently start to roll back to your belly. Now keep your right arm at your right side. And just start to walk your arm down by your hip, but flip the hand so the palm is facing up to the sky. You can do whatever you want with that left arm. I'm using mine as a pillow. And then just start to bend your elbow and maybe bring your hand onto your low back. So your palm is facing up to the sky, but now you've got the hand on the low back. Last 2 rounds of breath here. It's okay if your hand starts to slide. You don't have to like force it all the way up there. If your elbow really just wants to come to the ground, that's beautiful. If you feel like you're really activated and are holding on in order to keep a position that I'm telling you to go into, I want you to always just back out. I'd rather you be able to relax the muscles more than have to work really hard to keep a position. Remember, yin, we're focused more on sensations and the stretch as opposed to the alignment and maybe listening really clearly to everything that I say to do. So just start to slowly slide your hand back towards the floor. And let's, again, really carefully, always being careful with the wrist and the arm. Just bring your right arm back up to meet your left. Flip the hand over. And then start to bring your left arm out to the side. So again, the hand is about at shoulder height, palm face down to start. And then you'll just slowly roll a little bit to the left. It doesn't matter how far you go. We're not here for too long. Just slowly starting to open up the shoulder a little bit more. Your sides might feel a little different. And slowly start to roll out of this. And you'll just slowly start to slide your hand by your hip, palm face to the sky. So you're on the left arm. And you can do whatever you want with the right arm. Now you can keep your left arm where it's at, or just start to slide the hand to your low back. So just like we did on the other side, bend the elbow a little bit more, let the hand come to your low back. Maybe it's more on your butt. Last couple of breaths here. Gently start to release the hand back to the ground. Nice and slow. Bring your arms to make a pillow. Start to press yourself up. Coming towards a tabletop position. And you can move through some cat-cows here. Just starting to neutralize the spine. Then come into a child's pose. Just allow that spine to come into a little bit of flexion. You've really been keeping it neutral, or it might have felt like it was a little bit more in an arch for pretty much all of class today. And then begin to make your way all the way back onto your back. So on your way to your back, you can always stop in a fetal position and stay in that fetal position. Or you can make it all the way onto your back and just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. So almost just finding that upside down child's pose. And we'll move right into Shavasana from here. So when you feel ready, once you kind of check in with your body, see if it needs anything else, go ahead and find your final resting pose. So you can stay on your side if you're on your side, or you can come onto your back and stay on your back, or even slide your legs up something. Hopefully something's nearby if you're going to do that, so you don't have to exert too much effort. And allowing your body to spend just these last few minutes of class in complete and total gratitude for your practice today. Shavasana. And slowly starting to bring some awareness back into the space. Starting to bring some awareness back into the body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling out wrists and ankles. And rocking your head from side to side. Whenever you feel ready and however you feel ready to get there, just starting to make your way into a comfortable seated position. If you're on your back, you might roll to the side first. Uses less effort. Keeping the focus inside, starting to bring your hands to your heart center, gently bow your head. Thank yourself for making it to your mat today, for your practice, for your energy, for your breath, and most importantly, for yourself. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.